If you own a Sony ZV-E10 camera and you wanted to make a camera rig, well, this video is for you. So today we're gonna print and build this amazing camera rig for the Sony ZV-E10, and the printed file STL is provided by SLM on MAKERWORLD. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alessio and this is Spectrum Filaments. This camera rig was 3D printed with a really special material, ASA 275. And you may be wondering, what the hell is 275? Well, I can tell you. One of our best-selling filaments. While this ASA is more expensive than standard ASA on the market, it has one huge advantage. It's genuinely low warp. That means you can print it on open frame printers, even large parts. And here's another practical example right in front of me. When I received the Bambolab A1, I wanted to print this top mount, but of course it's a little bit wobbly without any support. But thankfully on MAKERWORLD, Bambolab provided two brackets, and here they are. These were printed with no issue whatsoever. They are really strong and they came out beautiful, almost like injection molded, I'm not kidding. And I have to say, it also looks amazing. It's also slightly more flexible than typical ASA, which can be a pro or con depending on the application. When you modify a material for 3D printing, improving one property usually affects another. But this formulation is very well regarded and unique to us. No one else offers the same blend. This filament composition is very unique to our brand. So what the heck is 275? It's an internal code for composition. And if you're curious, you can check this video out where I printed some other parts with this ASA 275 to see how strong this material really is. And now back to the camera rig. Usually when I print something that is a little bit complex or small, or it has a mechanical purpose or an actual use as a practical print, I normally print a test. So what I do is use normal PLA, which is this amazing filament right here. It's just standard PLA from Spectrum Filaments, and you should check it out. It's in the description down below. And for the prototypes, I use one wall, 5% infill, 2 bottom and 2 tops. So I don't waste material, but I can see the whole print, I can assemble it and try it out and see if there is any flaws. And after printing the prototype, I'm gonna be sure that the print is gonna work fine and is going to be ready for the final material, the ASA 275. This material is so gooey and so doughy that it really doesn't need any brim. In fact, it's so sticky that it's actually really hard to remove, hence why its low warp properties. Assembly wasn't that straightforward and easy, especially on the page. You can check the link in the description down below if you want to download the file yourself. And so I had to figure it out a little bit by looking at the photos, so there is no guide. But I mean, it's pretty easy. It's just a lot of pieces, a lot of screws and nuts, because being so small and thin, it needs to be secured. And that's where the ASA 275 comes to play. Because being so strong and flexible, it's perfect for this kind of prints. Also, I want to mention that this project was 3D printed with our new entry, the Elegoo Centauri carbon. Obviously, I'm filming this video with the Sony ZV-E10, so I cannot show it right here, but future me is going to show you the assembly process, how it looks, and some clips. First thing first, we're going to remove the plate from the 3D printer and set all the pieces on the table, making sure that all the pieces had a good adhesion on the build plate. And everything looks fine, but don't cheer up too soon because there's still a lot of cleanup to do, and I'll show you how. Here I'm speeding up the video a little bit because it was a really long process. There was a lot of wisps here and there because, as I said, the material is very gooey, very doughy. Also, I had to remove a lot of supports that were inside the holes because I forgot to remove them. And I did add a little brim just for safety, just because I wanted to be sure that the adhesion was perfect, and it actually was. And here I'm using a deburring tool just to clean up all the edges, and like I said, it took me probably 20 minutes even though this footage is all sped up. First thing, I was making sure that the actual print was matching with the prototype, so I was checking back and forth if everything was fine. In terms of other materials, what do we need for this build is super glue, just in case you are not able to screw all the parts together, and if you want to screw them with nuts and screws, we need M3x10 or M3x15 with respective nuts. Here I'm just following the photos on MAKERWORLD.com just to make sure I'm doing it correctly, but I've done it before with the prototype, so I know already what to do. I'm just making sure that the frame attaches to the front side and then carefully placing the nuts in the respective slots. Some of the holes you might find them too tight and some of them you might find them too loose, but that's okay because that's due to material expansion and contraction. And talking about super glue, you can see me here using it to attach the bottom part because, as I said, some of the holes are too loose. And you're slowly attaching the frame to the actual camera. The bottom part is actually pretty straightforward because there is a big hole for the battery holder. And finally attaching the last part to the frame. And here is me realizing when attaching the bracket that it wasn't fitting. There's one modification that I made myself, and it was printed this little bracket in ABS. Because being so small and so detailed with ASA 275 was, again, so gooey and doughy that it couldn't fit inside the camera. So printed it in ABS was the best solution. And I didn't print it horizontally, but I printed vertical. So I didn't have to use any small supports because these little flanges right here, they broke right away. Actually, they didn't break, but they bent. In fact, they couldn't really slide into the camera, hence why I decided to go for ABS. But this one could have been printed in PLA or PETG or any other material. And here is this little plate that I mentioned before, that it was printed in ASA 275 before, but it wasn't working because I printed it vertical, but also because it was too soft. So I printed it in ABS, give it a go just by itself and see if it was fitting, and ta-da, finally it was fitting. And final step, finally attaching the bracket to the actual camera. Just push it in a little bit, and finally the camera rig is done. I'm just gonna give it a little spin, test it out really quickly, and it looks pretty cool. Really sturdy and flexible. Ready to film some clips. And here we can see that the battery holder can still be opened, and you can still screw in your release plate for your tripod right there at the bottom. There is one screw right there. Another cool thing that the designer did was this little mount for the DJI Mini. So if you have one, that is perfect. And also you can attach any LED lights on the top or an external microphone as well. Couple of things to mention: that the flip screen swings freely, the side port and battery doors are accessible, and the mounting points align perfectly. And here we have some key features. Perfect fit for Sony ZV-E10, no interference, 1/4" screw thread built into the bottom, mounted directly to tripods or your release plate, 1/4" threads on the top and side, plus pre-designed heat insert slots for stronger metal threads, M3 bolts and nuts assembly, simple, modular and tool-friendly. This is a modular design, top, bottom and side pieces can be printed separately. Cold shoe mounts plus expansion rating. Includes a top handle, cold shoe adapter, and strap anchor, everything you need to rig up your ZV-E10. Well, we can fairly say that the outcome of this project speaks for itself, with a really nice quality and finish, plus being really strong and flexible, perfect for a project like this. The links for standard PLA and this amazing ASA 275 are in the box down below if you want to purchase them. And that's that for this video. Please do consider to subscribe if you're not, leave a like and comment down below for any suggestions or any questions. And again, my name is Alessio and this is Spectrum Filaments, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.